And now I would like to bring up Daniel McKelvie.
Hello. Hi, my name is Daniel J. McKelvie. I'm the president and founder of Global R&D Funding Incorporated.
Well done.
That was an awesome
Sounds great.
Gotta raise the mic up a little bit there. Okay, this is much better. Well, first I'd like to say the only reason I'm even here is because of an instructor that I had in a class that I just took. And that is Miss Millie Chu Blau over there. We all give a round of applause for her. She was supposed to course over there. Okay, my story begins in 2004. I was walking down Main Street in Ann Arbor, and I seen a guy out there holding what looked like a board in his hand and a clipboard, and I walked up to him and I said, "What are you selling?" He's like, "Oh, I work for Greenpeace, and I'm signing up for memberships. I'm signing people up for membership." I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, what do you do?" And he's like, "Well, we are environmental protection, and we do research for the environment." And I'm like, fascinating. I didn't sign up, however. I had not a big pocket back then. And I walked back to my apartment, and then I'm thinking like, wow, that's a really interesting, fascinating idea, signing up members to fund research. And I've always wanted to do a good thing, and I care about the world, and I want to benefit the earth, and so I decided to create Cure World, where I was going to fund all research and development. So I fund it all. So that was my slogan, let's generate enough money to fund it all. So I'm developing these ideas on like brochures, the website, we're gonna do mass emailing, I'm gonna get everybody in the universities, hospitals, companies, everything that has to do with research and development. So I incorporated a 501c at the time because that seemed like the way they were all going. I'm like, okay, you gotta be a 501c if you're gonna fund R&D, that's what I thought. And then I'm doing a web search a year later, still working on my company, and then I see I was Cure a World, and I see Cure the World, and I'm like, oh no, Cure the World. So I'm like, Cure the World, and I go on the website, and they're like, yes, we fund paralysis, diseases, all stuff. I'm like fascinating, and they were like incorporated in Florida. I'm like, that's where I incorporated. And like, so I didn't see them. I never seen them in my life. And then I'm like, okay, so right there I got struck with a lightning bolt. You should have trademarked your name. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, tell me about it. That's so, you're so correct, lightning bolt. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, if I would have trademarked my name, it'd be kind of infringement. Cure the versus A wouldn't have gone so far. So I'm like, okay. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I want to revolutionize the way we fund research and development. So I'm like, okay. I look on the internet, and then I happen to see a website, and it said, we spent $1 billion on research, we spent $1 billion on global research and development funding. And I'm like, okay, global research and development funding. My little light bulb went on, ding. I'm like, please be available in the USPTO. So I go do a search, and there's nothing there. I'm like, fascinating. So I made up a logo. I got a picture of the planet Earth on a satellite, and I've got like my slogan, a tree that my mom drew in the center. It's a really fascinating logo. And so I filed for it, and then I get a call from it goes to the attorney there at the time, and they're like, you cannot file for global research and funding because it says what your company does. I'm like, oh my God, but she said, however, your logo with the image is acceptable. So it went public, no one disputed it, and now I got the circle with an R, Global R&D Funding Incorporated, let's make a difference. So thus, I hold the name, because I did the logo. So if anyone's going to make sure you do an image. So anyways, the greatest mistake, as it was not trademarking Cure World, but it was the best mistake. As the theme, my best mistake ever. And it's so my best mistake ever that I did not trademark Cure World, because now I've got the best name that I feel is going to hold the market. And I do everything. I've got an R&D forum, I do universities, hospitals, companies, I'm contacting people. I'm going to hit the market real hard, and it's all beneficial. I'm going to put ethics, morals, more obligation. It's going to be great. So in that, I would like to give a special thanks to the timer. She's been so good. Hasn't she been awesome? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes up. Where am I at? Perfect. Yeah, thank you very much.